Hi guys. Thank you for your patience while we set up for our live stream. We are simultaneously broadcasting on a bunch of different networks right now, including Twitch and Facebook and Instagram and Periscope and a bunch of other channels.
All of the channels.
All of the channels. So it's been a lot of, I hear a lot of people coming. Uh-oh.
There she is.
I guess we don't even need an introduction. Hi. Perfect timing.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
Eric.
Pleasure.
Square Enix.
Let me just get around
So,
We're actually live.
yeah,
Yeah, we're live.
so we wanted to get the audience warmed up while you were coming.
Yeah, so we got warmed up for 30 seconds.
Here, I can sit around.
Okay, Alicia, let me have you mic in.
Yeah, of course.
So just
Let's do that.
Megan?
Yeah. So we have a lot of questions in 15 minutes, so we're just going to jump around a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Sure. Hold on. When you're ready, I'll turn this thing on.
Yes, we are.
Just do that.
All right, we're live on
So
Instagram,
We're
Facebook,
you're live.
and
Cameras.
yes, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This is amazing. We have Alicia Vikander here. Thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled. I was walking up here, seeing all kind of elements from the games, and yeah,
It's
so
definitely,
happy to be here.
it's a huge honor for the studio. It's very cool to see how much of an homage the movie is to the games, and seeing how much respect was paid for it, and how much
we're
respect
so
you have for the
happy.
characters. So thank you. So we have a bunch of questions from fans. We're just going to jump into them right away. We asked some of our fan sites who appreciated very much the little video that you made for them
Thank
not
you
too
so
long
much
ago.
for sending these questions.
Yes.
Thanks.
So we'll go ahead and get started quick. So Tomb Raiders HU, this is one of our Hungarian fan sites, asks, you played a variety of different characters. What interested you?
Adventure films. I watched Indiana Jones. I was a huge fan of like the Mummy series. I was also I read a lot when I was a kid. Played video games. I was a fan of like ancient and Egyptian mythology, and read a lot of books and from that in that kind of genre. So when I walked in and saw. Now I can hear myself.
Oh, sorry, we have a little bit of feedback going.
Get the chance to play her in a video game or in this film was a huge honor.
That's incredible. So speaking about Lara as a character, she's evolved quite a bit since the first game. So obviously, she's changed physically, some of her traits have changed, but what do you think is really core to Lara Croft as a character that has transcended all of her different iterations?
I think it's wonderful that she has kind of transformed in different ways over the years, and it's always, I find that the core of her and her traits have kind of been the entire time, and it's more that the characters had changed due to society, and for her to always feel like she's part of our time at the moment. And I think in our film, because it's kind of an origin story, I love the fact that she has the kind of feistiness. She's incredibly clever and smart and intelligent. She's always curious. And I also love the fact that she is, and in this story it's about bringing, sorry, I think we can hear myself again.
Yeah, are you guys okay?
I'm trying to mute the TV.
All right, sorry about that.
Let's see if we're back. Okay.
Are we okay?
Yeah, you guys are fine.
All right.
I'm just making sure we don't hear an echo.
Okay, sorry, we know
Okay,
that those
great.
can be a little bit annoying.
So I mentioned some of her kind of famous traits. What I loved in the film that we're doing is the fact that we're also taking care of not being afraid of showing her vulnerability and her being human. And I think with a lot of kind of superhero films and action films, I think it's been a joy of seeing the kind of coming of age of the action heroes or superheroes that they are, and that gives us an element and a chance of getting to know them more, and be able to relate to them.
Yeah, seeing yourself in them.
Yeah, exactly, and see the journeys that they go on, and really root for them. And
that's wonderful. So this was a very action-centric, stunt-centric movie.
Yeah.
Is it one of your first doing so many stunts?
Definitely. I haven't done a film where I've done stunts on this level, and I loved it. I think it's a gift, that someone tells you that it's going to be your day job to actually be able to prepare for a role like this for a few months. And that was also something about this film that I loved. When I met the director, Raw, and the producers, they said that they really wanted to have the action sequences based in reality, and for it to kind of be plausible for her to be able to do these things, due to the fact that she has never been on an adventure when we meet her in the beginning of this film. I love the fact that it was integrated, that she's a very physical being in the beginning of the film, and she trains MMA, she's probably a bicycle courier, and that made me want to make her a very strong person, so you kind of understand that it's just tools that she needs to bring out when she's put through the sequences and the adventure that she goes on.
So one of our fan sites, World of Tomb Raider, was actually wondering, were you scared in any particular scene? Was something intimidating at first that you had to kind of push yourself through? Because that's a very Lara-like trait.
Yeah, definitely. And she always managed to stand up again, do it once more. And that's kind of what I reminded myself, because when you make films, you have to do a lot of things a lot of times, over and over.
Yes.
And I think the toughest one was a sequence out of the game when she goes down these rapids through the bomber and the waterfall. And we were actually in North London. They have these rapids that they built for the Olympics, and they're really powerful. And normally you're supposed to be in rafts and have vests on and everything. But no, I had my hands tied, and it was about maybe in Fahrenheit, maybe 50 degrees, so pretty cold. And I went down there about 25 times in one day. That was really exhausting, but it was one of those things. By the end of the day, you really felt like, oh, I did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of fans, when they see that part of the trailer, have been very excited, because that is one of the more iconic scenes from the initial reboot. So I know that they're excited, and they appreciate you bringing that to life, definitely. A couple of other questions. Tomb of Ash actually wanted to know, in your opinion, what are Roar's strongest directing techniques, and why do you think that he was the right choice for this film?
I don't know, maybe you guys, if you haven't, you should go and watch one of his films called The Wave.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
God,
that I
love that
saw.
movie.
And I think, he made that on a tiny budget in Norway. And what I love was that it is a genre film. It is very much a disaster movie with all the kind of classical elements that a film like that should have. And yet he kind of surprised me by how affected I was with the relationships and how real these characters felt, and that it really kind of got to me, not only on a spectacle level, but also I think it had a lot of heart. So I think that was wonderful. I think that's why the producers and MGM and Warner Brothers saw that he would be a really good fit.
One of his other films was it called Escape or something along that lines? But it had a young woman with a bow, and when I watched it, I was
and
like,
also
this
kind
is
of
perfect.
an interesting similarity to the game when she goes through her first kill.
I know, when I saw it, I was like, this is why he's in charge. It's that intimacy in these extraordinary situations. I think he got across very well. What about with working with the rest of the cast? Do you have any fun experiences? There's
Oh my
such a
God,
cool
yeah! I'm
collection of people.
actually really enjoying it. I've just started this press tour now for the film, and I'm soon gonna get reunited with Dominic West. Actually, second time he plays my dad. And Walton Goggins, who is just a force of energy, and I think he's also bringing, such kind of his villain is for real, and it's really terrifying. He really gets to you, and then Daniel Daniel Wu. It was amazing to kind of have him and just look at it because,
Yeah.
of course, due to his TV show, if there's anyone who knows good stunts and good fights, that's him. So I'm very happy. I'm soon going to get reunited with him again.
That's wonderful. Yeah, because the big tour starts in what, LA this week? Basically?
Well, it's kind of started.
Now?
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. We're very happy that this is part of your stop. Let's see. Has Lara inspired you in any way now that you've stepped into her boots? The Croft tomb was wondering about that. If it's kind of
Yeah, I think when I played the games now and I've followed her for many years, and I thought about that when I made the film. And what I love with her is that she's been put through some really quite tough times over and over, and she always manages to not only stand up again, but she kind of always have a certain amount of wit and always see things from kind of the good side and kind of always, manage to put up a good face. And I think that's really admirable.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that adventure and travel is really at the heart of Tomb Raider as a franchise. What would you say has been one of your biggest adventures in your life and places that you love to travel?
Oh, yeah, I think I would say that is maybe one of the best perks about this job, because you end up being able to go to places that I don't know how I would have gone there if not due to the job. And I was taken to almost up to Siberia, like 10 hours on a train north of St. Petersburg, and then we had a 3-hour bus journey and then a 1-hour hovercraft journey to get this island where we shot a few scenes for Anna Karenina.
Wow.
And that was incredible. It was minus 40.
No, thank you.
So I thought about that when I played the second game of Tomb Raider now, when she's there.
You know what it's like to be in Siberia.
Yeah, you need good clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. She had a jacket this time, right? She had the big puffy
Yeah,
red jacket.
she had a jacket on.
It's so awesome. So I work with a community. I'm the community manager for the franchise, and so our fans are just super passionate. Have you had a chance to meet any of the fans around the world? Oh, wait, you were down in Brazil, and we had some of our Lara cosplayers there. What's
I
that
was there
experience
for
been
the
like?
Comic-Con, and I mean, it's you kind of make these films, and I'm saying that myself, who played the games.
Yeah.
You want to honor these people that have followed this character for all these years and who are the fans of it. And I think it's a lot of people who kind of seemed to ask me, was like, what was the most nerve-wracking? And I was like, well, it's a good kind of nerve, but on set I knew it was this day where we were going to have a lot of people from the gaming community coming to visit our set, and a lot of fans. And I stood up for like 2 days. I didn't sleep very well. I was really nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, I really hope this was quite a few months into the shoot, and I was so happy. I remember when they came and we sat down and chat, and then they could see the little details that we had made with the costume and makeup and all the sets, and also we were able to talk about the things that we hoped that we were going to bring, that were going to be new and new elements for the fans and audience.
Yeah, well, they've definitely, I got a lot of excited tweets and saw a lot of excited videos on Instagram after the Brazil event. I know a lot of them they cannot wait for the movie to debut in just a couple weeks now. It's crazy, it's coming up so fast. I was also wondering if you'd be able to tell us just a little bit about your production company and what your goals are for the future of your production company, because that's such a cool, Lara's a very empowering character, and it's just wonderful to see that you're starting this company, and so we're just wondering what your plans are for it.
So I had my first film that I produced that came out this year, Euphoria. It kind of was a natural process because I ended up finding myself choosing films, being part of projects where I could be involved from an earlier process. I love filmmaking and storytelling, and I to be part of an idea and then be part of a script development process. And also I've been lucky, I've had a lot of filmmakers and producers who've seen my passion and invited me to the editing room, and I tried to learn and pick up as much as I can, and then it just naturally felt like I wanted to find stories myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we have maybe time for one more question. So let's end with a throwback. So you did say that you've played, they played the classic games you played. You saw Lara as a female
Yes.
protagonist. Do you have a favorite memory from the early games? I know you said running around in Croft Manor was a big highlight for you.
Because when I was like 10, 12, or 10, I think, when I started, I think I came to Peru. And I went down, and it was the wolf sequence, and that
You're like,
freaked
nope,
me out.
nope.
So I didn't dare to play more. And then it was actually not until later on in my teens, because I was more into, I played a lot of point-and-click games. I like Broken Sword and Monkey Island and things like that. But then I had a PlayStation that was given to me when I was like late teens, and that was when the anniversary kind of first game came out. So then I did play that.
Did you make it to the T-Rex then?
I did, but I got
scary.
some help from people. But I loved, being able to talk about my love for ancient Egyptian history, to be able to go into, the Egyptian temple. I thought was really cool, and
That's awesome. Well, I think that's all we have time for.
Could I ask one quick question?
Yes,
From
absolutely.
Twitch, since there's a lot of people who are actually asking questions right now. People were wondering if Alicia would rather dual wield a pistol or use a bow and arrow.
Why not both?
I must say that I'm really happy and pleased that we're making a film where she doesn't actually use a gun.
Oh, very cool.
There you go. It's a new direction.
It's like the new games. For me, I think I always admired already when the rebooted game came, because I think that the ice pick is just one of the most badass and brutal and kind of innovative weapons. I think that's she's a true survivor, and she can find her tools anywhere.
Love it.
Very cool.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We have all our cameras going like 5 different places.
Wow, look at that.